The trick is I have to sit this slot machine about 2 a.m. and do pick the throw.
Camera. Oh, there it is. Hey guys, this is Dusty. It's your pal Dusty, and we are here in San Jose, California. One more time, beautiful day. Out riding my bicycle this morning, putting in about another 15 miles, cutting all that weight out. Gotta get ready for Jack's Blade. It's gonna be a thing, trust me. But tonight, we have with us a gentleman who knows no bounds. A gentleman whose generosity, whose elegance, whose... I'm running out of adjectives. Lee, tell me another one.
Grace.
There, Grace. The Grace.
Yeah, grace goes with elegance, right?
Grace goes with elegance, yes. And this is Mr. Lee.
And ridiculousness knows no bounds.
Yes, ridiculousness. His ridiculousness knows no bounds.
Yes, hello, this is Lee Tockar, whose ridiculousness knows no bounds.
No bounds. How you doing today, Mr. Lee?
I am great, Mr. DustyKatt. How is your fine self?
Oh, my fine self is awesome because I'm down to 240 pounds.
Sweet. What did you start at?
259.
You're at 259?
I was 259 January 1.
And now you're at 220?
240.
240? That's pretty good. 19 pounds in how long?
Yep. 2 months.
That is amazing.
Yes. Heading down to 235. That's where I want to be. 235. So
that's like 10 pounds a month.
Yep.
Is this kind of some kind of Atkins thing? Or
No. This is me. This is me making sure I don't put 15 slices of pizza in my mouth.
Oh, there you go.
Go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that would be if you could put 15 pieces in your mouth at the same time. I would hope that you'd win some kind of bet.
Yes, contest of some kind.
Yeah, you've got to have some money running.
Oh man, so much to do, gang. We have awesome things for you tonight. We have not only do we have the raffle for Spitfire Chibi plushie, which it was part of the Lost Peg Assist and things like that. So I have a hat full of names right here, which we will draw a little later in the evening. So she's going to be given away tonight. And also we have the raffle for the Hey Ocean CD signed by the gang. And because you guys brought $500 for Kelly Metzger's charity last time, that you get also this Ashley Ball signed My Little Pony Vinyl Rainbow Dash. So these two prizes will be rewarded later tonight. And Lee himself will continue this manly challenge later. So we are going to tell you all about the charity that he is going to have at halftime. So stick around. But we're going to get started right now with some questions for the man. Starting with Fanbuilt, because Fanbuilt is coming really soon. The first question is, what does your fellow voice actors and pony production staff and all those people, the people that are around you, think about Fanbuilt? Tell us what they think about it.
Well, everybody's been super supportive, which is great. I mean, it's a really solid idea. I I'm going from one uncomfortable moment to another, just telling people just wait a little bit longer, wait a little bit longer. It's really coming. I know there's like between 14 and 40 or something people that are on the Fanbuilt Skype chat, the Fanbuilt fan Skype chat at any one time during the day. And if anybody of those people are sitting and tuning into this show, hi, and just a little longer. Everybody's super excited. I always say at the panels that the two responses I get are, I wish I'd thought of that, or how come nobody's thought of that? Not in that order. It's usually, how come nobody's thought of that? I can't believe no one's thought of that. Or, damn it, I wish I would have thought of that. Because it is a good idea. So it's pretty solid, and our investor thinks so, and our people think so. We all of my supporters think so. My family, some friends, and all the people in the voice community, they've been rallying behind me, and now we're just sort of waiting. Now we're doing all of the boring dotting of the I's, crossing of the T's business stuff.
Yes.
My marketing guy and I last weekend, the weekend before Lost Pegasus, Lost Nemesis, we got together and we were doing our 3-year action plan and prospectus, my 5-year recoupment schedule, our revenue streaming, really dry, boring, yawn stuff. But it's stuff that has to be done because we're asking for a lot of money, and our investor does want to give it, but he just needs a couple guarantees, like he needs to know what we're doing, making sure that we're going to stick to our schedule.
Yes, always a good thing.
Super supportive. In short, super supportive is the response I get.
Yeah. We're a couple of old guys, so of course we remember things like the What a Cartoon Show back on Cartoon Network, and say Liquid Television back on MTV. And these are sort of like, do you see Fanbuilt as sort of the successor to those kind of shows, that sort of like the farm feeder for cartoons that aren't quite ready for prime time but have a place to be?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of see this as being, because no one really knows other than myself and my core team what we're about to do. This is something that's never really been done, not even on Liquid TV or that cartoon show. It's unprecedented. So yeah, it's going to be a place where young producers can come and develop shows together, build teams. It's all about, we just really love the competition side of it. So everybody's doing all this really cool, fantastic stuff out there for free, and we want to pay them to do it through Fanbuilt, and so they can feel like they're doing something and they have a job, and that they have like inspires creativity, which I'm kind of it's my thing. I really love to inspire creativity in people, and I love it. So no, I don't think it's picking up where that was set down, because I think there's been so much time and the technology is so different. It's a brand new thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's been something that's been kind of like it, that in the film world called Cinecoup. COUPE, like a coup that takes over the government. And what Cinecoup does is they have a competition to make the best trailer for a movie, and whoever wins that competition, they will give funding and financing to make the actual movie. Well, that's something like what I'm doing, and that's something very recent too. Like it's sort of like the wave of thought just kind of transmogrifies and billows around the world. We started at the same sort of time, but I never found out about Cinecoup until just about a month ago. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. I got long answers for you.
Fine with me. We want to know more about Fanbuilt. We want to know more. We want to know a secret.
Yes.
A secret that you can tell. Tell me a secret. Tell me a secret.
Tell me
a secret about Fanbuilt. Tell me.
Here's a secret. Our representative, Michael Helfrich, has just gone to Calgary to meet our angel investor with our 10-page action plan and revenue stream today at 10 o'clock. He is leaving on a plane to go to Calgary to meet. I won't say his name because I think he wants to remain anonymous, but I can tell you his initials are KL. So KL. Thank you. And you look great today.
You look marvelous.
You look marvelous, darling.
Yes.
So Michael will be coming back with the good news. We'll be talking to him all week long, making sure that our legal stuff is all jiving with his legal stuff. And on Friday, when he comes back, hopefully he will have some fantastic news.
Fantastic.
Some fabulous news.
Yes. Is there anything that we, the fans of Fanbuilt or the Bronies, can do to help you at the moment? Anything at all?
I want you to send out your positive whim-whams.
There you go. Everybody, at your screens, ready? Wiggle your fingers, positive whim-whams. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, I'm opening my arms. I'm feeling. Wow.
Are you feeling it?
Oh,
Are you feeling it? Are you feeling
that's
it?
amazing.
Boom!
That's
There you go.
amazing. You guys
Awesome.
are amazing.
Awesome. Let's go into Los Pegasus Unicon.
Oh, yes.
Let's say the good things. The good things. Because there were good things that happened. Okay.
Absolutely. We must address the elephant-sized Pegasus in the room.
Well, let's talk about good stuff. You know, there were good things that happened there. Is it just the pony voice actors? Are you also, or is everybody you're part of just such a rowdy bunch?
Oh yeah, yep, we're trained monkeys.
Yeah. The little party segment that you saw at the start of the show went on for 2:30 in the morning, and it was just bouncing.
It was so fun, and I must say, you guys throw one heck of a shindig.
Oh, thank you very much. That was.
I have on my keychain your manliest hotel party.
Yeah.
Thing that
Little
you
token that we gave out. Yes. Mostly Carradine put that together with some of our friends, the gentlemen that were the bartenders that evening.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Yes. Oh my God, you guys. Who is that? Speaking of that, who is the champion? Who holds the World Wrestling Federation belt of partying for you guys?
I don't know. That is always up for grabs, and it's always that belt is being passed around all the time. we're always fighting for pole position on that one.
Oh man!
And we all deserve it.
Yeah. I heard you playing. We had a guitar and a piano. I heard you playing. How long have you been a guitarist? How long have you been playing?
Oh, I've been dabbling I picked it up and within a minute I broke the string. But I've been dabbling in that for years and years and years since I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. I'm a singer. I play blues harp. I play guitar, banjo. I'm teaching myself Irish whistle right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've been singing for a long time, and I actually have my album is going to be coming out this year. I've been going back and forth to Toronto to see some of my old musician friends. We had a band together called Bar Sinister, and I've been going to play with Waylon Mickey, who's my piano player composer friend, and I just go there once or twice a year, and we got a couple more songs, and I come back here, and this is the year that I'm gonna decide to send it out there.
You're gonna have to, you know what? You're just gonna have to maybe announce it on this show.
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
You know what?
We'll have to bring you back in the world premiere album by Lee Tockar.
I would be happy to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll put you in the list. There you go. One thing that I saw of you was I saw you at all hours of the day and night. I saw you. Do you ever sleep?
No, not
ever.
Not really. I'm always up doing auditions, or I'm up especially in Vegas because I'd never been. I went downstairs because I get restless and I feel weird not sleeping in my own bed, so I don't really like sleeping in hotel rooms. So I'll just get up and wander around. But I knew that there was gambling downstairs, so I was playing blackjack at all hours of the night, and then going back up to my hotel room, either a little happier or a little sadder, depending on how the cards were.
Yes.
And yeah.
How do you, as a person, how do you manage it to be such a loose cannon but a perfect gentleman at the same time?
I'm trying this year I'm going to try and be a bit more Taoist. I think I really experience every moment. And sometimes the moment calls for silliness, and sometimes the moment calls for to be a little bit more gentle with the people in my surroundings, because I see that they need it by the expression that hangs on their brow, or if I see that they need to smile, then I'll pull out my silly stuff and I'll start being silly for them.
That's a good way to look at life. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I've had a lot of, everybody has a lot of trouble in their lives.
Mhm.
Life is not meant to be, sunshine, lollipops, and all that, rainbows, and,
Right.
all the time. It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work that way.
I was a group home, I was an early runaway, 12 years old, 13, group home, foster home, street kid, blah. Not a lot of people know that, but now they do. So, so I've had my fair share of stuff, and you either get over it or you lay down and let life roll over top of you and crush you until you're a paste. And I do not let that happen, because
No one should let that happen.
no, it's important to do things for the sake of your fellow men and women in this world, because they're probably sad too for some reason.
Yes.
So I like to be one of the people to make them happy.
Speaking of your fellow man and
My
taking over, you had your own private security army for a time
I
at
did.
Vegas.
Awesome.
What was it like to have a squad of huge burly men be able to lay down your law
Well,
whenever you felt like it?
I must say it felt natural, Dusty.
Natural?
It felt natural.
Natural.
Yeah, it felt like it was supposed to be that way.
Amazing.
I have always suspected that I would be part of some great army, and that was just a taste of
Yes.
things to
Yes,
Yes.
that was Army, Brony, and Tyler, and Snowflake, and Sketchy, and myself. We were all following you up the strip so we could go play poker, or not poker, blackjack at the Wynn.
Right. Yes, that's right.
And that was
Oh, that was crazy. I if you remember correctly, I don't think anybody has ever lost $100 so quickly.
like that.
I sat down,
Mhm.
had $100. Not even 10 minutes later, I didn't have $100.
White.
Got up and we proceeded to leave.
She did leave. Yep, very much. Okay, tell us your one happy story from Vegas. The thing that stuck with you.
My happy story?
Yeah, your happy
was
story.
my happy story. Well, being in Vegas was awesome. Number one, seeing all my friends again was great, but just seeing how the community. No, my happy story. I think that party up in the penthouse was my one great memory. I loved sitting on the balcony. I remember sitting out there looking at the skyline with different people. Andrew Francis and I sat out there, and I said, "Hey, this is kind of like that's the end of Boston Legal when what's his name and William Shatner sit on their sofas or whatever, looking out at Boston." And it was just kind of neat. And I saw all my friends, but seeing the community come together like it did, that was truly the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah. Getting everybody together was definitely awesome. Let's go into voice acting. Let's go. That's what you do. So let's talk about what you
That's
do.
what-
How does such a manly gentleman such as yourself
Mhm.
get cast as Muy Mild?
Like, I don't know.
How did that one come? How did that come along?
I don't know. It's again, it's a Taoist frame of mind. If the audition calls for me to be that kind of character, that's what I am. Stephen Magnet, not exactly manly,
No.
and yet that's what they asked for, and so that's what I gave them.
Yes.
The little beaver,
Mhm.
the little tiny. That just sort of came to me at the moment, and
I do have to admit. The
here's an example
Yeah, go.
of the dichotomy of the voices. So it's the Taoist end of being a voice actor. So I had some great news last week. I got cast in a couple things, and I'm very excited about it. There's a movie called Step Dogs, live action, and I'm playing the lead. In this, it's a talking dog.
Okay.
And he's sort of like this. His name is Meatball, and he's sort of this wise, young, sort of buck of a dog, and he ends up in this action-adventure thing. I can't tell you anything about it, but he's played opposite by my friend Brittany, who plays a city dog. So I did that, and I got back from doing that, and my agent phoned and said, "Oh, you've got the part in Nerdcore's new preschool show." So we're recording on Friday. So everybody, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, so just don't talk about this. All 5 million of you, just secrets. But it's a preschool show, and it's Kate and Mim Mim, and I'm playing Mim Mim. So it's a very, I won't tell you the voice yet, but it's a very sweet, young, darling voice. And I also got cast as one of the, in the same week, as one of the head bad guys in the next season of Max Steel. And that's a very dark and
dark,
voice. Yeah. So you've got to be a little bit skitsy to vibe, you know?
Yes.
Yes, must be both the lion and the lamb.
Yes. I was very, very impressed with the shopkeeper from Canterlot when the Alicorn amulet came out.
Yes, I was actually going to play him. They had me start playing him as the wizened old ancient Asian kind of character that you found in Gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you have very discerning taste. Like this, talk like that. But then they just said, you have very discerning taste. Would you like that gift wrapped? So
a little sideways, not quite, but awesome.
Yeah. It was actually the most character, like it sounded like basically my voice a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Like that was the most like my own voice I think I've ever.
It was the minute he came on, I went, "That's Lee. I know it's Lee. It's got to be." Yes.
Yeah. I had never seen that episode until I was there at the autograph signing, and somebody actually called it up on their iPhone for me.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Here's one. You landed a lot of reoccurring roles on other series like George of the Jungle, Puka, several of the Gundam anime series. How is this process of getting a lead role different from, say, a more background, one-off character kind of thing? Is there a difference to the audition?
I think maybe in the minds of the actors that approach it, like when I tried out for George of the Jungle, they didn't want me to read for it at first. I fought my way in to get it, and I ended up getting the lead. But it's a frame of mind, like you've got to really want it, and you've got to give it your all. Don't walk in there just on half steam. You've got to really want it, and you realize that there's more riding on it, so there's a bit more pressure. And in my classes, I teach my children, not my classes, my students and everything, not to be worried about the audition process. Don't be nervous. However, you can get to a place in your heart and your mind where you're not nervous, that's what you need. And so I always say, pretend you're just giving them a great experience. These directors have been sitting there listening to your lines said by 100 different people for 3 days in a row. They're bored to tears. Give them a smile. Do whatever you're going to do. And this is kind of a lesson to life as well. Do what you do to give an experience to somebody that is a positive, happy smile of an experience. And this way you can't be nervous and giving at the same time. It's physically impossible, mentally impossible. So that said, when you're going for a lead, it's hard not to have that extra pressure on you. So that's the only thing I can think of it that's a little different.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to go now into the bad of it. We're going to go a little bit into the bad.
That's okay. All right.
When the Troubles began, you were one of the folks among all the professionals, who stepped up into the leadership role. Who else, would you like to shine a spotlight on for their help in getting through those problems from your guys' end?
Well, okay, it happened this way. We were at the party.
Yes.
And all of the agents came to me, like the agents representing all of the talent.
Right.
And they pulled me from the party out into the hall. And they said, we'd like you to make an announcement tomorrow at 11 o'clock to everybody to maybe ask for some assistance. This did not seem like a very wise idea to me.
Yeah.
So I was standing there with, was it David? From the interviewer from, what's he from?
EQI.
EQI, right. So, and I said, look, we've got people, just because David had just walked up to me, and I said, look, we've got a broadcaster right here. So I went into to the party inside, and I said, I want every broadcaster that has a podcast or a show or is a broadcaster of any kind within this community to go into the bedroom with me and the agents, and I have an announcement. And then we all got in there, and you were there.
Yep, I was there.
Yep. So that's how it all trickled down, and then from there, we set out questions and tabled the problem and said, and I kind of had to run it like a fledgling CEO, which is good because Fanbuilt is going to need that. So
right.
I'm sort of in that mindset right now anyway. So I was and everybody just stepped right up, like Mike Bernstein and all of his crew, Rich and all of those guys. You stepped up. You were great. Dave and EQI, they were great. I mean, literally the people that ended up, I know that Mike Bernstein shouldered a lot of the organizational stuff the next day. Oh, hang on, half a second. Sorry about that.
All right.
But he is actually my COO, my chief of operations for Fanbuilt.
Right.
So it's great. We had a chance to see what we could do under duress and under pressure. But really, Bernstein, amazing guy, all of his crew, and there's a lot of them there. I know Rich was very helpful, and all the people that ran the thing. Screwball, David, and all the people from EQI, everybody.
Yep. I want to give quick shout outs to Bajati of Everfree Northwest.
Austin, amazing,
yep.
Yeah.
Amazing. The guys from Bronyville podcast, Apple Cider, and his girlfriend were in the middle of it.
That's Tim.
Yep. And Fulner, Josh Dean from BronyCon. The guys, Karen and her people from Equestria LA. Everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody came together.
My bestie. Oh, hang on a second. My phone is beeping.
Again.
Hang on. Could you hold on half a second? This is my agent. I have to take it to the other room.
Agent. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and go to commercial then. We're gonna go to commercial. You take that call, and then we're gonna go to commercial. When we come back, we're gonna do our raffle drawings, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get Screwy, and we're gonna get your questions as to what's going on. So, you guys hang tight. He's gonna take a phone call, and we'll be right back.
Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics from rank amateur merchants? Are you tired of shady characters trying to take you and your bits for a ride? Would you really rather be shopping in a glorified flea market? Don't want to pay Canterlot prices? Avoid the bucksters and the snake oil salesman. Come to Ponyville's oldest family-run business, Rich's Barnyard Bargains. You'll find us at the corner of Appleton Way and Stirrup Street. Look for the billboards. You can't miss them. There, you will find a warm, brightly lit, and friendly atmosphere. We have everything from alfalfa to Zap Apple Jam.
Look at all that stuff!
Oh yes, we carry home improvement supplies and tools for all those last-minute weekend projects. And remember, Rich's Barnyard Bargains. If it ain't filthy and it ain't stinking, then it ain't rich.
That's right, people. Rich's Barnyard Bargains. If it isn't filthy, it isn't rich. So you go down there and you find everything you need when the Paris Sprites break down Ponyville yet one more time. So remember, Rich's Barnyard Bargains. And we're back. We're back.
Hey!
Yes. No worries. No worries at all. And we're going to go straight into the Manly Challenge. Now we're going to go ahead and take care of a couple of things. One, we put up a plushie of Spitfire for anybody who gave money to the initial Sunday PayPal button for Everfree Network. So that is the drawing right now for this. So I have a hat. I have a hat. See? I have a hat full of names right here. See? And I'm going to shake that up. Shaking. I'm going to close my eyes like this. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to pick one of these names. And this name is going to take the Spitfire home. Straight for me, because I actually bought it. And I want to actually, before we go any more forward, I want to thank Cutie Corral, who made this wonderful stuffed animal and gave it to me at a huge discount that I paid for it myself, so that we can have this wonderful little contest right now. So, the winner of the Spitfire, Daniel G-A-I-C-H-A-S. Gaius, I think. Daniel, you'll have won and I will get your information and get that to you this week. So, yay for the first winner.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I'm going to set you right over there. Dun-dun! Now, we have a second raffle, so I need to get rid of those names. Gone. So, I have these names over here. Now going in the hat. Now, these names are the people that actually put in for these two prizes, which is the Hey Ocean CD and the Ashley Ball collectible. Because you gave $5 to the Manly Challenge for Kelly Metzger's charity, which was World Wildlife Fund of Canada. So, and we're going to mix those up like that. Close our eyes and pick one. Hey, I got one. Okay, who is the winner? Spectacles AK. Spectacles AK. You win. You win this stuff. So I'm going to get that in the mail to you a little later in the week. Congratulations. Thank you very much for your generous donation. And we're going to put that over there. So now, past business is now over. Now, we're on to future business. Future business, it will be Lee Tockar's Manly Challenge to you. Lee, tell us who your charity is.
My charity I've chosen is a Foundation for Fighting Blindness on Yonge Street in Toronto, Canada.
Yes.
They were, I just found out about them actually. They have been following me on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And they had said that that I was the blind community's favorite voice actor and physical artist, like
Yes.
Artist of all
Artist.
performing and painting.
Yes.
And so I looked into them, and I found out what a great job they're doing for people that not only were born blind, fortunate enough to be born blind like myself, but unfortunate insofar as they were young people who had just recently lost their vision for one reason or another, and sometimes were finding it very difficult coping with life or being alive even. Which is kind of sad. And so I told them that I would like to be a motivational speaker for them when they come to Vancouver next year.
Awesome.
In 2013. And I thought, well, you know what? I am legally blind, and I do support that, and it's something that's close to my heart. So I wanted to have that as my charity for the week.
Awesome. So, you, all of my followers, everybody who comes to this program, the challenge is to go, well, this is going to be a little bit different than last week because Foundation for Fighting Blindness of Canada does not have a website on firstgiving.org. So we're going to do this a little bit differently. So after this program, we're going to set up a page on manliestbrony.com, which is going to have a button which will send you to their website, okay, which is Foundation for Fighting Blindness. They have their own website, which will have a donation page. Now, you will donate there. If you donate $5, you're in the drawing. More would be better, but $5 gets you in the drawing. So FFB, is going, at the end of the week, next Monday, is going to select the person to win this Fluttershy Funko vinyl pony. So this is the prize right here. And so, yeah, isn't that cool? These are just started hitting the shelves, so I picked up one for you. So, at the end of the week, you will be you have a chance to win that, okay?
I just want to say something, Dusty.
Yes.
I think that you're just such a great guy. You are really a true blue guy. You're doing a great job. Your show does great work. This whole community does great. But I like that you do these things. This is very nice.
Well, thank you.
Very,
It's a way for me as a person to give back to you guys, or to give back to the community, because I kept thinking I've got this show. I need to do something with it. So I have, there is no, you can have a Scotia popularity, but if you don't do anything with it, you're basically wasting it.
Media without message.
Media without message is nothing.
It's BS.
Yes, BS. So
It is BS.
you guys, after the show, a little later tonight, be checking back at manliestbrony.com, and we will have a page where you can go and donate to them, and they will keep track of it. And at the end of the week, I will get a name from them, and they will contact you. They will contact you for permission to contact me to get you your prize. So
that's convoluted. Sorry about that, everybody. I didn't know.
That's quite all right. Quite all right. And the only thing I have to say is that because it's a Canadian charity, If you're American, you can't get that. You can't use this charitable donation against your taxes for next year. But that's the only thing, because it's a Canadian charity. If you're doing business in Canada, like Lee is, then he could actually get taxes. But that's just hiding her hair. $5 is still $5, and it's still to a good cause. So do that.
There you go.
And
Well, thank you.
there you go.
Thank you in advance, everybody, and thank you, DustyKatt.
Yes, and just to wrap up the last challenge, Kelly Metzger's charity brought in $500, which was matched $1 for $5 by Carradine to $600, and then the Coca-Cola Company matched $1 for $1 to that, so we actually raised $1,200
What?
for
That's
World Wildlife
amazing.
Fund of Canada. So
Cool.
give yourselves a nice golf clap, because that was awesome.
Nice.
And we're gonna
That's
go.
NOYCE, noise.
Nice. Yes. Good job, everybody. Now, Screwball. Where are you, buddy? Screwy.
Right here.
Awesome. Screwy's here. Get him up on the screen.
Oh, I just been reading constant questions all over the darn place.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Oh,
So I'm sure that we have question upon question upon question.
oh we do.
Yes. It's baseball season, by the way. Pitchers and catchers report, which means Screwball is just in that pile of baseballs right there, having a great time. It's baseball season. And yes, I'm just waiting for the boys of summer to come around, because I'm a Tigers fan. I'm just waiting. Gotta get the batting
I
cage.
can't wait for summer too.
Yes.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be awesome.
Let's
do it.
Get ready. I'll get right on to the questions. So this one's from Firemain. Amy Zane, who is a fan of Dr. Frog. We're wondering, Lee, if you ever get the chance to sign Firemain's carving of Dr. Frog for her.
Of course I would. Amy is awesome. As a matter, I was the one that called her Amy Zing. Her name is Amy Rainey, actually, but I called her Amy Zing because her art is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would totally sign anything. As a matter of fact, Amy Zing is has sent me a beautiful hand-drawn piece of autograph art, fan art, to use as an autograph of Stephen Magnet in this fabulous position.
Mhm.
And I'm going to print it off and sign it, and we're going to raffle that off at the charity this coming weekend in Virginia.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, and also from Amy, she was wondering if maybe you could do Dr. Frog's laugh.
So sweet.
Oh my God, yes.
Nice.
I watched that show too,
Awesome.
so it does it well for me. I love that. That is
Awesome.
amazing. So this one's from Pink Pearl Apple. Question for you, Lee, is could you give some pointers to up and coming painters such as yourself?
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. I would find out what you like to, what style you want to work in first, and then study the people that have excelled in that style. I myself am a lover of surrealist paintings. So Magritte and like there's so many, like Salvador Dali. Magritte was the grandfather, and then Salvador Dali. And now I really very much like Vladimir Kush. And I never got a chance to see his gallery in Vegas because my time was needed to help repair that which was broken. But yeah, so study the people that are doing the kind of art that you want to, that you would feel the best at doing and that you want to excel at. It's something my father told me many years ago, may he rest in peace, was find out who's doing what you want to do, find out how they got there, and do that, but better.
Always a good idea.
Yeah.
And I have, they had the Chuck Jones experience at Circus Circus right across the street, and I didn't make it.
From where?
From Chuck Jones, Chuck Jones, Warner
I
Brothers.
know Chuck Jones, but
Yeah.
where was it across the street from where? From who? From
From
us?
us. It was across the street from the Riviera at Circus Circus.
No!
Yes!
Oh my God!
Yes! We missed that too!
Oh.
Which means only one thing, Lee. We gotta go back.
And that just made my liver quake.
Equestria 13. It's on.
Equestria 13, there you go. Yeah. Next year.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm sorry I missed that. All right, next question.
Next.
So this is from Gavin Japp. Question for Lee. Where do you want Fanbuilt to go in the future?
All over the world.
All over the world.
We do. I want to be in other countries and other languages. I was just invited to a convention, Brony convention in Paris.
Ooh.
So I'm going to be brushing up on my français and appeal to the Bronies in Paris. And there's no reason why this community can't grow into other languages in South America, Spanish speaking, and in India and Chinese and Japanese.
Well, we do know that it's being translated into Japanese as we speak.
Oh, really?
Yes. So Japan has picked it up, and the voice actresses have actually been picked, and that's been floating around the internet for the last month or so. So I've had a Neely Heed Spitfire from Sweden. I've had Kelly Mesker, who's the English Spitfire. Now I need the Japanese Spitfire. So when that one comes around and they have the Japanese voice actor for Spitfire, I'm gonna have her on my show too.
Cool.
And I'm gonna grab every Spitfire I can: Italian, Polish. I'm gonna get them all. I'm gonna collect them all.
That's cool. That's a neat thing.
Yeah.
So I want Fanbuilt to be universal.
Absolutely.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, it's very difficult to talk about that right now because we've been stalled so many times just making sure that the business plan is put together properly, and I'm sure that as I say this, there's like 40 people on the Fanbuilt fans Skype chat going, yeah, right, we've heard this for the last month, but a month in the grand scheme of things,
There's
making
nothing.
sure that this is done well, they'll all be very thankful.
Yes. Fanbuilt logo.
Oh, yes. Still on topic with Fanbuilt, this one's from Screw Loose. Which networks are you aiming at for the cream of the crop of things produced through Fanbuilt?
Well, that all depends on if we want to go to the model of going to like Teletoon, YTV, Cartoon Network, or things like that, or Family Channel or Disney. It depends on if we want to go that model. We're not really sure yet. We may I know we're going to keep the podcast online, and that's just going to be an online experience for the first year anyway.
Mhm.
And then maybe we might take that and try and turn that into a pilot to pitch to the broadcasters and the networks. But right now we're biding our time. We're not going to affiliate ourselves with any one cable network or broadcaster or anything like that. What we need to do is to, first of all, we're going to be doing some advertising in Kidscreen magazine and Animation magazine. We're going to be doing a grassroots PR spread through Vancouver and then Canada. CBC up here in Canada, a friend of mine, Sheila Peacock, is going to be running a story. I know people that work at the Province, the Sun. Mike Bernstein knows some people in the States. I know some people that work at the Times. I know my marketing guy, Reese Haynes, has he's very fluent in the Reddit community. So we're going to drop this into Reddit and into Pinterest and DeviantArt, and we're going to hit up all of the major hubs. But we can't do any of this until the money hits the coins, hit the coffers, right? And then I'll be able to get people, because I refuse to have anybody do any more work for free. I just won't have it. So that's the only reason that's stalling. Everybody's like, well, I'll do this work for free. I'll do this work. And I'm like, no, I just don't know. I don't want to make this confused. I want to have a plan that's put together when we have money. And so it's not, because when I want things to get done, I want them done in a certain way and on time and by a schedule. Right. And that's something that I can't ask people to adhere to when I'm not paying them. But I have to know that I can be in control of it. And the only way to do that is to have money to say, hey, nothing says thank you for the good job other than money. So
cold hard cash.
cold hard cash. That's right. No. So that was another long question. I just full of long answers, aren't I?
That's fine.
That's good though. That's really good.
As long as I'm not boring everybody.
No.
Oh please.
Not at all.
That's
You're
good.
entertaining.
I'll throw in a funny voice every now and again just to keep them all interested, you know.
Oh, that entertains me. So this one is from Nathan Barlow. Question for Lee. Although animation is a bit part of Fanbuilt, could you also include artwork?
Yeah, well, you know what? There has been some animation that has been done on Hotbox and Kevin, and what's that show? Something, and Kevin, great job, good show, or what's that? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, where they just have stills, like they'll have like 6 or 7 stills,
Right.
and then there's a voice of different facial expressions, and then a voice. There will be a voiceover underneath it. Like, as long as something gets animated, so that even if it's only like 6 or 7 stills, or you know, so that it goes with, so that there is some kind of action. It's very difficult to have. It's very difficult and not very entertaining to have a one shot of something. Although, like for example, if you have a shot of just a still of, say, a bathroom window, and then the voiceover is someone singing really ridiculously in the shower, and then you hear something going on in the background, like somebody walking in and them having a like an uncomfortable, awkward discussion with somebody in a shower when they're total strangers. For example, that is one way where you could just have static, motionless pictures to a voiceover, and it still would qualify as a kind of scene. Right. In an animated show. It just wouldn't be very exciting, but it would be kind of entertaining insofar as you know what the setup is. But yeah, and I also want to, and I like puppets too, so I want to somehow animate puppets. I came up with a really neat idea, and I don't think anyone's ever done it before. So I'm telling it first here, and I want to take full credit for it. Sock puppets, just talking randomly with each other, just random sock puppets, and then somebody can take that film and animate googly eyeballs and teeth and expressions, just like they do with Robot Chicken and those plasticine or those action figures, those plastic action figures.
Did you ever hear of the show Syphil and Ollie?
No. I've heard of Kukla, Fran, and Ollie.
Kukla, Fran, and Ollie was really great because I grew up with that myself. But there was the Syphil and Ollie show, which was basically, it was on MTV. YouTube some of that. Because it's basically sock puppets doing really, really crude things.
But did anybody animate over top of them?
They didn't animate over the top of it. They did background animations and a lot of different eyes, googly eye kind of things. They'd have different puppets for different things. You know, they'd have. It's kind of a neat little concept. I mean, check that out on YouTube.
I will, but I want people to send in if they want to send in a simple animated googly eye, like animate eyes moving and teeth over top of film footage of sock puppets, and then voiceover people can come in and make them talk however they want.
Yes.
That's kind of a neat. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of different multimedia things we're going to be accepting. Anything that's basically entertaining and funny, where moving images are involved.
Cool. Next.
Nice. So this one is from Chaotic Brony. Question for Lee: between Fanbuilt, voice acting conventions, etc., you seem to be keeping pretty busy. What do you do to keep yourself from getting overworked?
Well, I like red wine. And I watch Shameless with my wife, and a couple of the other shows that we watch. Now I'm hooked into Vikings.
Oh yeah.
And pretty soon Game of Thrones is coming back on. But when I'm it's actually because I work so much, and I'm almost obsessive compulsive about it. Like it's a job to me. It sounds funny, but the way that I de-stress from work is to work on my screenplay.
Well,
it's called The Grim Possession of Chesterfield Couch. It is work, but it's not. It's my passion piece, and so it gives me an opportunity as a writer to delve completely into another world and escape this world. Like people go to WoW and play World of Warcraft. Well, this is my WoW, but I'm creating it and I'm writing about it as I'm playing it in my head.
I can see that. I can see fan fiction writers do the same. Whereas artists like to draw the characters to escape, their everyday. Where fan fiction writers do the same thing. They turn on their computer and go, okay, what do I want to write about today? And they can turn their mind inward and shut off the outside world while they're writing their piece.
Yeah.
I did the same thing when I was an artist. I would put on my 1970s headphone cans, turn up my, Jim Croce 50-song 2 CD set, and basically be gone for hours, just basically sketching. And I could turn the whole world off when I was stressed. I would go upstairs at my parents' house, put my cans on, and my dad would basically come up, tap me on the shoulder. I've been screaming for you for 20 minutes. It's like, well, I have my headphones on. Of course, I can't hear you.
Hey, you know what just popped into my head when you were talking about music?
What?
I was just talking to a friend of mine who I am blessed by knowing a lot of really talented musicians. And she was helping me out with some stuff today, some Fanbuilt related, some art that I'm putting together. And I've been friends with her for years. Her name is Jody Quine, Quine, and she's a musician. And it would give her such a treat, and she deserves it because she's a hardworking musician and a mom. And I want people to go and visit her site. And if you listen to stuff on iTunes, you should give her a little line saying that you heard me talk about her and that you just want to give her a pat on the back saying good job and can't wait to see, because she just got back from LA to record 2 more songs. And I'm just real proud of her.
Cool.
So that's the kind of thing I do when I know people. Today, I'm all about my friend Jody Quine. So
awesome.
So if anybody wants to go and check out her music, she's got some stuff on iTunes. It's very beautiful, sort of enchanting music. But she's got 2 more songs apparently coming out soon that are very upbeat and fun and sweet. And yeah, so Jody Quine, JodyQuine. Tell her I said to say hi.
Okay, we will. Next screen.
This one's also from Brony again. He, for all who know, he does these amazing jewelry and stuff. And
as a matter of fact, hold it up.
Oh,
hold up. So, 2 days before Vegas, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I don't have any cufflinks. Hey, CB, you got any time? And can you do cufflinks? He goes, oh, yeah, I think I can do cufflinks. So what does he do? He pulls out stuff like this. And you'll see that on the screen of this beautiful Rainbow Dash cufflink that he made for me. Beautiful. And 2 days. And not only did he do these, but he did a set of apples for Caradwin. So both of them within 2 days. Man knows his stuff. So,
cool.
Absolutely.
I wish I could see what they're seeing. I can't see what they're seeing.
You can see it on the replay.
I can see it on the replay.
You saw him at the party. I'm sure you did.
I probably did.
I hope you did. Okay, screw we go.
He was wondering if he can donate some jewelry to Lee's cause.
To the FFB?
Yeah.
Huh.
Or I think
Specify.
I'm not going to try to repeat. Can you specify? It's tongue twister for me today. But because he might be meaning either towards the foundation that we mentioned much earlier into the show, or maybe it's towards Fanbuilt. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Come on, Chaotic. Well, I'll get back to that when it comes time.
I've talked to Chaotic about doing some punched metal like brooches and stuff, and like things that you could put on wristbands and cool like leather wristbands with like an FB punched metal sort of gunmetal thing to do that. So because I want to help support him. I don't know how well he did at Las Pegasus. I know a lot of the vendors didn't make out so well, so I want to try and give back to them and help them as much as I can. And I really loved Chaotic stuff, and so I told him that I wanted to help him as much as possible. So we're going to get him to start working on some fan-built metal logos
Mhm.
that you can put on keychains and stuff like that or whatever. Like if anybody has something that they want to pitch in, we're going to promote it. We're going to promote everybody. That's what this whole thing is about. It's all cross promoting and, you know, making sure that people get a chance to be creative in their own way, and the community will keep feeding in on itself. And, you know, it's like my friend Daniel Ross, he has he does the zombie films, the Zombie Ninja. Okay, well, he has a Kickstarter thing, and I happen to know he's in his final days. So if anybody has any money that they'd like to give for that as well, like there's so many things. And I know that when I go to Daniel later and say, okay, I've given you $5 or something, can you give me $5 for this Kickstarter thing that we're doing? And that's how it works. It's a symbiotic relationship that we entered into as a community to help support each other as artists. And that's what I think I love the most about this community in particular.
Oh, and Chaotic meant the whole the Blindness Foundation is what he meant. If you want to donate,
if Chaotic would like to, I don't know how that's going to manifest itself, because it's already having to do one. They have to do, like, they have to go to you guys, and then you guys have to go to the foundation, and so we send them to the foundation, and then
You know what? I can fix this. I can fix this right now.
Okay.
Everybody knows Chaotic Brony makes awesome things, awesome stuff. It doesn't matter what he makes. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, totally.
So, Chaotic Brony, if you can make something in a week, and you can get it to me, if we raise over $500 for the FFB, not only will you get the Fluttershy, but you'll get something from Chaotic Brony. Not sure what yet. Whatever he feels like making, if he can make it in a week.
If he should accept the challenge.
If he should accept the challenge.
Undue pressure.
Undue pressure. This was my idea of how you can help with the FFB. Well, now, if you even have something that's already done that you can get to me.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to make it from scratch, but if you have something that's already done that you can get to me. Say, you know, one of your wonderful little dog tags that you do. So if we hit over $500, you'll get both. And that's up to Chaotic. Don't quote me yet until Chaotic says yes. Okay?
I'll let you know when he says yes.
Let me know.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Okay.
Cool.
Forward.
Which one will be for a bit? I'm not too sure. You want to bring up next question in the meantime?
Do it.
Sure.
Okay. So this one's from Fanbuilt Fan Edwin, also known as Fluttertree.
Fluttertree.
Flutter says, I am the founder of the Fanbuilt fan call you mentioned earlier, and thank you for the mention. Here's an update for you. The call is now 55 strong, and the calls are still active as ever. A couple of questions from the call. What was your inspiration for Fanbuilt, and what... Oh wait, no, that one was already asked. So I'll just bring up this one. What was your inspiration for Fanbuilt?
My inspiration was twofold. One, I had been a producer. I've been an artistic producer for years, just creating these different kinds of shows, and I have literally. I know it's weird, and they're not all great, but I made a point of like I just come up with things. I don't know why I have that kind of brain.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe blind people just live in an imaginary world all the time anyway. So I just always came up with these great ideas. I'd always pitch them to studios, and they'd never get picked up. I got really close with a couple of them, but it was always so disappointing. And I thought, you know what, this is garbage. I'm going to start my own thing and have my. So I got my friend Mo Sherwood, who is the designer for Yvonne of the Unicon, and he's working on Transformers and Johnny Test as a storyboard artist, and he's done everything. And he's one of my buddies, and we created a lot of these shows together. And so I got my friend Nathan to film us, and then we did the first podcast where I was asking people to help me finish all these show ideas and to make them ourselves. And then it came to me that I thought that was maybe a little selfish. Like, why should it just be me? Why can't... Because there's a lot of people that I know that have been in the same boat where they've just banging their head against this impenetrable Hollywood door. And I thought, well, why not? So I took a couple months off and I rethought and redesigned the whole thing. And I thought, why don't I just build a community where we can have these forums so that all of my friends who are so talented can build their own shows, and we can all help each other make our shows, and we can make them. And I just decided as a producer just to have mine all be created through competitions. Like, other people can use Fanbuilt as producers their own way. They can hire their own staff out of pocket. They can have people on their crew that would work together for free until it's working, until something works. And then I thought, well, what happens at the end of all that? Maybe I could actually get Fanbuilt to make money through advertising and stuff, so that I can give some of the proceeds back, so I can become like a Kickstarter and help to give money to help these people produce their shows. And then Fanbuilt would become a producer and an assistant, a co-producer for all these other shows, and we would all just be helping each other. It just seemed like it was a really strange, natural but unnatural progression to get from just an idea in my mind one night to, oh my God, this thing could take over the world.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but I really do think it can. It's flawless. I talked to Lauren Faust on the phone. She allowed a conversation with me, facilitated by our illustrious Mike Bernstein. And he didn't say very much during the hour and a half that I spoke to her, but I explained to her in great detail what Fanbuilt was like. And at the end of it, she said, Lee, I've seen a couple of these kind of things start, and they always fail. This one sounds like a formula for success, because we had that final thing where, because the other ones never paid people, which
Right.
I wanted to, and we also wanted to help produce at the end. So it becomes a cyclical, perpetual motion machine of creativity. And so she said that she'd like to help out any way she could. She would start advertising me and telling people about it, and promoting me and telling everybody. And I said, okay, well, that's great. As soon as we get money to fix the site, because I don't want anybody talking about it yet until there's money in the coffers, so that we can have the 35 hours of site coding we need to fix it, and to make it perfect and make it functional, and get in our advertising space and stuff, and how we can, and we've got, did I come up with some doozy ideas? Oh my God.
Awesome.
So I'm so excited. Anyway, we are setting the advertising industry on its ear. We're gonna, I'm not telling you, it's amazing though.
You're too far.
Wants to watch advertising on Fanbuilt. We are going to promote all the different people that have microphones and Cintiqs and flash programs. We have found a way to do some amazing things with these advertisers that are going to help out all of the kids and producers that are going to be using the site. I have connected the dots. It's a perpetual motion machine. It's going to be great.
Gonna be great.
I'm excited, and I shouldn't talk about it anymore.
No, you shouldn't. Next.
That was the impetus.
Next.
Oh, so this is from Sketchy Wolf. To you, Lee. Hey, Tokestar. Tokestar. Did my friends and I do a bang up job being your bodyguards?
Well, who is this? Who is this?
This is Sketchy Wolf.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I twittered it right away.
Yep.
The picture of us standing in the lobby of the Riviera, and I got them to take a picture of me just from my belly button up, and then I crouched down just about a half a foot more to make them seem extra tall. And I called them my Brony guards. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much.
Sketchy actually did a Fink. He's the guy who draws the Finks. He did a Fink of Stephen Magnet.
Oh, did he finish it?
Yes, he did finish it, and I was gonna put it in the show today, and I completely biffed it, and because of things I had to get done for the show on the charity side, I didn't get it up, and I can't show it right now, and I'm very sorry for that sketch.
I so want it. He promised he'd send it to me, and I promised I'd pay him for it.
Yep. So it's done.
I got the link, so I can send it to you afterwards and show you it.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys were awesome. And he asked me what kind of car I liked, and I said right away, because he's got that kind of rockabilly look going on, and it's totally cool. And I used to rock that look so hard. I loved the subculture here. There is a bit of a rockabilly subculture scene in Vancouver, was part of,
Mhm.
and so it came to like I knew right away. It's 1956 Plymouth Fury, which
Right.
is Christine,
Right.
right? And the 1955 Plymouth Plaza. And so he said, "What kind of classic cars you like?" And I was like, "Boom, 55 Plymouth Plaza, 56 Plymouth Fury." He's like, "Oh, that's awesome, yeah."
Yep.
Yeah, those guys were great. They did such a fantastic job.
Sketch actually wants to bring up. He was wondering if he would be able to donate any of his art to the charity.
We can't do. You know what the thing
Everyone
with the
wants.
we're done.
everyone wants
Okay,
to
with that
get
kind
involved.
of auction thing for the charity, that's all done. So we're going too far. So we're gonna do the simple stuff from here on out. You know, it took everybody. It took a bunch of people on Brony Thank You Fund to get that auction going. You don't believe how many people they had working on that, including my girlfriend Amy was working on that. So we're not gonna do anything that elaborate from here on out. So we're gonna do simple stuff. So we're gonna Chaotic Brony available if Chaotic wants to get in, and then we'll move on forward from there. So if Sketchy, you want to get involved in one in the future, then you contact me and we'll talk about it.
But thank you,
Sounds
Sketchy.
good.
But thanks, Sketch.
Awesome. Sketchy's awesome.
Yes, he is.
He is definitely. So are all the other guys.
They're part of Luna's Angels. By
Yes,
the way.
Luna's Angels, who I am a part of myself.
Are you really?
Yes, I'm one of the Luna's Angels.
Cool.
The
That surprised me.
I want in on that.
yeah, Sketchy was a former guest on this program himself.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys were just aces all weekend.
Next,
So this one is from
James Justice.
What?
That is James Justice, our resident superhero of the show, who can actually manipulate cornflakes with his mind.
With his mind?
With his mind.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's like the men who stare at cereal.
Yes. What does James wish to know this week?
What awesome swag did you guys get at Las Pegasus?
Oh my God, the swag that I got. Oh my God, I gotta show this off. Okay, because a very, very wonderful fan of our program gave this to me and Screwy, and this is myself with Sweet Apple Acre cider, with Screwball underneath the table licking on a freaking Cat 5 cable again. See that? See that? And we are sitting on it next to the setting sun somewhere in the tropics. Beautiful colored pencil drawing. Thank you very much for that. And that is James. James, wonderfully. Thank you very much.
Don't forget the cheerily note on there.
Yeah, the cheerily note. There's a cheerily call me. Then Andy Price. Andy Price. I got this little sketch of Overhaul from Andy Price, the artist for the My Little Pony
Andy is
comic
a great
book.
guy.
Andy's a great guy. Love
He's
that.
such an awesome guy.
And let's see, I got Marike to sign my Gilda badge.
Nice.
Marike signed that. Awesome. I got like all of the different Pixel Kitties art signed by Marike and by Sam Vincent Flim. So I got that too. And for some reason I got the art that Andy Verlibben had made, but for some reason I neglected to have her sign it. My bad. I don't know. I have no idea how I got it without her signing it, but somehow I got it. That's the kind of weekend it was. And of course I got the beautiful Tara Strong to sign her little Terralicious to the manliest brony there is from Tara. So that was a lot of my swag. And of course I got the Chibi Chair Lee that was given to me by another friend of the program who shall remain nameless because he wishes to. But thank you very much for that.
Did you get anything, Lee?
How about you, Lee?
I got some great art from various different people that was done randomly. They just were sitting in the crowd and started doing art for me, and then came up to the panel and said, "I just drew this of you," and then they ran away. If I didn't even know who they were.
Oh my!
But I think the coolest thing I got, aside from the keychain of the manliest room party, was the dog tags from Chaotic.
Oh yeah.
I got a snipped dog tag, which is awesome.
Yeah. That thing
Yeah,
is
I
cool.
seen you wearing it.
Yeah, I
so
saw
I'm
you
like,
wearing it.
yeah,
That was
that's
cool.
Chaotix work right there.
It's so cool. I want him to. I have some other designs of some stuff that I've drawn that I would love to have him engrave onto some of those dog tags. That'd be so cool.
Can you really realize that he hand engraves that stuff? That's not
It's
done by
amazing.
machine.
I know, it's just amazing. That's
It's
not,
like
that's
it's
not a press,
show
that's the template.
accurate hand engraved stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I got Fluttershy, and she's so adorable on it. Oh, I can tell you one swag that I got that it was honestly my highlight was the Alicorn amulet
Oh,
from
yeah.
the charity.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I saw that you were walking around with that. That looked so cool.
yeah, he picked that up.
I forgot to ask you, Lee. I should have asked you like get a recording or something of you handing it to me using that voice of the merchant. I should have done that.
I have a
Next time we
recording
meet.
Well, I have
Next
a
time we
recording
meet.
studio. Why don't you just send me a request? Tell me what you want it to say, and I'll send you a personalized one.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
I did that. I do that for people all the time because I have a studio here, and it only takes me a second or two.
I actually have a voicemail thing I have to get out there to people too, because that was another thing that I offered for the for our live stream charity, which is a voicemail done by yours truly. So I'll be recording that later this week, and the people that have that coming, it's coming soon. So you'll have it by the end of the week.
Well,
Next.
and I still have to get a picture of my toe for some of those people that gave money.
Ah,
I have a heart-shaped mole on my big toe I was going to send out. So I haven't got to that. Anybody who's listening and we're like, hey, where's my toe picture?
oh my goodness.
I totally have been too busy. But,
I see you doing there.
but I promise I will.
Next story.
This was from Enma Dari, I think how you say it. Lee. I like this question. It's awesome. If you had to voice Dusty, what kind of voice would you do?
You mean if you had the voice overhaul? You mean my pony?
Yeah, do it.
I don't know. I think I'd probably do him like I would make him even more gravelly and maybe make him sort of like Harvey Firestein, but more like just regular guy. Just my DustyKatt. I'm part of Luna's Angel, so maybe you better step off. You know what I mean? So just get out of my grill. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
DustyKatt coming through. Yeah.
Thunder. Got somewhere to be. Got a charity auction to do. Get out of my way. That's awesome. Next.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is from Dragoon0309 for Lee. What is the weirdest voice you have ever had to do?
My own voice, because they always say, well, what do you do? I know we want to do just you, just be yourself. I have no idea what I sound like.
No idea.
No idea. No, but that's always the weirdest ones when they say, no, just be yourself. Just do something just do you. And I get totally stymied. I'm like, what do I sound like? Am I like this? No, that's not right. Well, maybe I'm more like this, like just a regular. No, that's not it. So those are always the weirdest requests, is when people want me to sound like myself. I had myself surgically removed years ago.
Oh, jeez. Whenever I hear your voice, Lee, no matter where you're talking, it's so recognizable that I'm like, yep, that's Lee. He's somewhere in this room. I just gotta find him now.
Oh, really? Well, good.
Yeah.
The George of the Jungle was the most like me, I think, that I've ever. Maybe. No, maybe not. I don't know. Again, hard to say. But funny question, though.
It's so true.
Yeah. So true.
It's true. It's so true.
Yes.
Next.
So this is from Double Two. My question to all of you is: are you going to FanimeCon in May 24th to 27th at San Jose?
I might stop by for a day because it's local. But it depends on the scheduling with other stuff that I'm doing, because I work weekends, so I work Friday and Saturday. So the only day I could go is Saturday night and maybe Sunday. So maybe I'll drop by, but I'm not sure.
And I haven't been invited.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Just go anyway. Just kidding.
What the hell? I'll put you up in a house.
No, I gotta be invited. If I'm not asked, I don't like going. But I always go where I'm asked to go.
I
Oh,
know. Next.
1 second. Sorry. I lost myself. Unbelievably.
It's so.
Oh,
like
here we
that.
go. So this one's from Flutterlove. Question is there a chance to have tutorials on Fanbuilt, like how to voice act or how to animate?
Oh, good question. Good
As
question.
a matter of fact, I have just finished producing with Tom Lee Music, company up here in Canada, Lee Tockar's essential voiceover, animation voiceover essential 1-hour tutorial, which is the Cole's notes on 28, 9, I don't know, however many years I've been doing it. So you can get in touch with either through Tom Lee Music, or you can go, and it's $19.99. We're going to have that up for sale there, but it's basically saving, like, if you add another 0 on there, and it's like $190. That's the average price of a course. That's the minimum buy-in for a weekend course, and it can go up to $300. And I don't ever want people to pay that much again. And it's going to make a lot of voice actor coaches upset, but it's information that should be easily and readily available to everybody. We're also going to have tutorials. So you can go to 78910, the numbers, education, or 78910.com, and follow the links. I think it should be ready now, because I was only partial producer, co-producer. It's my friend Miles Powers who's working on it with Tom Lee Music, and we're going to be giving it out for $19.99. And some of the proceeds, when we put it up on Fanbuilt, some of the proceeds will go back into the Fanbuilt kitty to go into the competitions to help support the community. So this is the way this machine is going to keep working. We're also going to get a compilation of all of the tutorials from all of the advertisers, like all of the people that make Flash, Toon Boom, Sound Soap, all of the different kinds. So you'll basically, if you want to learn how to do any part of the animation field, say I want to learn how to do stop motion photography, we're going to compile under categories all of the tutorials. So we're going to be a one-stop shop for mostly for free. You just be able to, it's a one-stop place to go and get all your tutorials. So if you want Fanbuilt to be like your school, you can come in there one day and walk out of there a year later knowing everything about how to make a piece of animation, how to voice, how to build your own home studio, everything. We want to create a new breed of superhero animators and voice actors.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am so going to there when the show's over. 78910.com.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going.
Yeah, and it's 78910 education, I think, as well. I haven't talked to Miles since we finished producing it last month, so I hope it's ready now.
Right. We'll check that out. Next, Screwy.
So this one's from Alex Cherry. Question is, what is the most fun part of acting?
Making people laugh. When my niece and nephew found out that I was George of the Jungle and that I was Bling Bling Boy on Johnny Test, and when I have friends of mine and they have kids, and when I do the voices for them and I see the penny drop and I see the look in their eye, and when they like get it and they get this big smile on their face, it warms my heart. It does. It warms my heart.
It's the same thing with me. When I can put a smile on somebody's face just by being who I am and being there.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling in the world than somebody just happy to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's really quite a
humbling.
Very humbling indeed, Dusty.
Yes. Next.
Oh, this one's from Web and Tolerate. Question for all: any cons any conventions you plan on going to this year?
Lots.
Lots.
What do you schedule for, Lee?
Well, let's see. I got Virginia this weekend.
Mhm.
I think I've got in October. I've got the one in Paris, which I'm very looking forward to.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got. I was supposed to go to Houston, Texas, but I think I have another engagement at for that one. Whichever one is happening the same week. And there's one in Florida, which I'm going to be going to. I'd like to go to Equestria, LA.
I'd love to see you
I'm
there.
going.
Yep, we're going.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to go
So
to that one.
then it's a must, Lee.
Yeah, totally.
I can just see Lee Tockar and us in Disneyland like last year with the Creepers.
Oh
we got.
I've never been
Yes.
to Disneyland. I want
What?
to go to Disneyland.
Oh.
I've never been to Disneyland. I deserve to go to Disneyland. I'm a big.
That's
big
okay,
kid.
Lee. We're taking you to
We're
Disneyland.
taking you to Disneyland.
and
All
you're
you gotta do is
gonna
show
love
up.
it.
Oh my god.
Show up. Been to Disneyland a number of times. We'll do the local thing. You know,
Oh,
we'll take you everywhere.
so want to go to Disneyland. I've always wanted to go since I was a little boy.
Oh, Lee's gonna be like the child.
Well,
Come on,
Well-
Karen. Come on, Karen. Equestria LA, get on it. We need to have Lee
Get
there.
on it.
yay. Yeah, and I think I'm trying to go to Manchester as well.
Yep,
I
to
think
book.
the agent is trying to get me there.
Mhm.
And there is one that takes place in the Czech Republic in
Yep.
Prague.
Yep.
So
I would love to go to one of the overseas ones myself. But
Yeah.
I can't afford it. So it's sort of like, they keep asking me to come. It's like, well, can you help me at all? It's like, well, not really. Well, it's one of those things where maybe I have to like put aside a lot of money so that not this con season, but next con season, I can go. Like, you know,
Yeah.
not in 2013, but 2014. Right.
Yeah,
Put,
and
put aside the
I'm
money.
really hoping that Fanbuilt will catch on as much as it will. We've got a 3-year plan,
Mhm.
and without tipping our hat too much, we expect, if all things work how I foresee it, in the 3rd year, Fanbuilt will become a convention as well, which is going to be held this year. So
That'd be cool.
yes, so we've got a lot of plans, and we've got a lot of big dreams.
And I want to come up to Vancouver this fall. So I have plans to take a motorcycle trip to Vancouver in the fall if that happens.
Oh,
So
I wanna get to meet you there.
okay, Screwy, we got like time for one more question. Make it good.
One more. Let me do a quick agenda around. See if I can find one that has to be the best of the best.
This highway up there, Dusty,
Say what?
you going to be driving up the Oregon coast?
I'm either going to do the coast, or I'm not going to do I-5, obviously, because that's just boring. I'd like to do some of the coast, and then there's 101, which goes in between. There's a lot of nice, I used to live in Oregon, so there's a lot of roads up there that I miss. So I want to get up there.
I took a road trip with 2 friends of mine to Phoenix once. It was 2 girls that I knew, and they were both working at the Whistler Gallery to transport a life-size wall-mounted version of a marble-carved Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
And we took it to Phoenix, and we went down the Oregon coast, and we stopped at Big Sur. We stayed
Sur.
there. We were in a rush, so we couldn't make it to Hearst Castle, but
Right.
that would have been awesome. We stayed at the Joshua Tree National Park, and this is beautiful. It was such a fun time.
Yeah. Like I love being out with a motorcycle. I love riding anywhere. I haven't taken a really long trip in probably a decade, so I'm really itching to get on the bike and go somewhere. I mean, just it's like just
Cool.
one day, quit the job and take off. It's like I got enough money in the bank. I'm gonna go to Vancouver. Screw it. See ya, boss.
Nice.
You can give me the week off, or you can fire me. I don't care. You know.
Nice. We live in the dream, buddy. We live in the dream.
Yep. So that's what I want to do. What about you, Screwy? You got that question?
What was the question? I'm so zoned out.
Find the good glass question.
Oh, right, yes. Okay, so this is from Flare Runner. To all, do you remember the first gift you received from a Brony, and what was it?
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I want to bring out the toughie.
That is a toughie.
If you guys can't think up, I could tell you mine off the start.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, tell us.
I believe I did get a lot of fan art in the time, but the one that seems to be sticking out for me right now is the carving from Firemane of
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
of
was
the
one
screwball.
of mine. Cool.
Yep. His
I think that was my first big present too. Like that wasn't just like a quick sketch or something, you know?
yeah, that was probably the first big thing that was given to me.
Oh, who does the wireframe? Who
Yep.
does the wire
the pipe,
bending?
the pipe cleaners?
Yeah, who does that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
I can't remember her name. It's right on the tip. I'm going to get off the line, and then it's going to come to me.
Mhm.
Oh,
I can't
she's
remember her
gonna
name.
hate me.
Awesome artist too.
Don't hate me, don't hate me, don't hate me. I'm having a brain fart. I know she was hurt in an accident as well, so
no.
I remember because I've been talking with her. I can't remember her name, and I hate myself.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do my ending show stuff. So you think about that, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes while I do my ending show stuff. So we are at the end of the program. We're right up against it. So I'm going to do a few things really quick. One, I'm going to give my thank yous to the people that helped out at Las Pegasus. So I want to give my thank yous to Brony Thank You Fund for getting Las Pegasus plan up in motion, following through. Not only everyone with receipts was paid back, but over $18,000, $1,000 was passed on to the major Brony charities for Seeds of Kindness, Kiki's Fund, Brony Thank You Fund, and A.B. Keating Rogers School Charity for her son Soren. So very good job, you guys.
Totally.
Thank you to all of the gang who sucked it up and made Sunday at Las Pegasus actually happen. And that would be Bajati of Everfree Northwest, Fulner and Josh Dean, BronyCon, Hauler, Post My Video, Karen and her crew from Equestria LA, Fiesta Equestria, FOB Equestria guys, Sketchy, and the rest of the military bronies for taking over security. Rob Bob for taking over the VIP relations, getting that done. Kat Whitney for the dealer's den wrangling. And most but not least, to Caradwin, my landlord and partner in this whole thing, for picking up everything that fell through the cracks that anybody else could pick up, including paying his own money for coming up with prizes for the charity or for the costume contest that I was asked to judge. So thank you very much to all those people and everybody else that I did not come into contact with, and I didn't come into contact with everybody who was helping out to get the thing through. So all of you showed, no matter what in this world, bronies won't let a small thing like a con implosion keep us down. It ain't gonna happen. Okay? So, and now we're gonna go to the weekly show call out because we have lots of new stuff. New things here on Everfree Network. Of course, the good old standbys, Cutie Art Crusaders, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, where they actually take really great pieces of fan art here in our fandom and basically break them down like an art teacher. I was on that show. It was awesome. The Brony Clubhouse, Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's the new show. Equestria Inquirer, EQI, Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, with all the guys from the EQI and all the comedy straight from the desk in Ponyville. Into the Spotlight with Osaka Jack, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Sketchy Sounds Live Songcast, Thursdays, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, where he will actually break out his guitar and play all those wonderful songs for you live. New show, Post My Video with Jay Hauler and B-Vids. That's Thursdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then we have Brony Breakdown with Saber Spark and Paleo. The guys will take everything that they can just gather up for the week, all the good stuff, and talk about it. Thursdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, or 10 p.m. Eastern, Lunar Republic Takeover with Nightmare Moon. On the radio side is the All Request Show, Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Then we go to Mixology with DJ One Trick, who was running her butt off at Las Pegasus, getting everything running. That is Saturdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then we go to Saturday Night Songs with Michelle Krieber, Saturdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, when Michelle Krieber eats all her peas and her omelets are on the computer again. Blue Screen Bronies, which talks about all kinds of gaming, will be 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on Sundays, I believe. Pegasisters Live, Sunday nights, which is the Pegasisters do just about what we do here, and talk about everything in the Brony fandom from the female point of view. And that is 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's all the shows that you can look forward to on Everfree Network. Okay, here we are, up against it. What do you think, Lee? Did you find that name?
Oh,
No?
I've just been eating sunflower seeds and listening to everything you've been saying.
Okay.
That's a lot of information I just stuck in my head.
It is.
No, I can't remember. She's not. She won't. She's probably gonna hate me now. But
Okay.
I will remember it.
Oh, absolutely.
Just remember it like later.
Mm-hmm. If you remember
but
it, get
I
it to
just
me,
love
and
her
we'll put it in the
work.
we'll
She
put a
did
link.
wonderful Stephen magnet for me that I have in a very
Yes.
special place on my shelf.
We'll put a link to her in our replay video
Yay.
on YouTube if you can get me that name. So we'll make sure that she's taken care of. And with that, I want to thank you all. Thank you all for coming to this program. Thank you all to continue to come to the program every week because we love doing it for you.
And thank you for having me, Dusty. as well.
Absolutely.
This
Thanks
has
for
been fun
coming,
me
Lee.
as well.
Thanks for coming. In the future, we got wonderful guests lined up soon. People like Marike, who played Gilda. People like Sam Vincent. People like all the people are gonna want to come to the program and want to be here for you and take your questions. So,
And this is not something that a lot of people would know because it never comes up. But the pronunciation I just happen to know is Marika, like Jamaica.
Oh, Marika like Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Marika.
Jamaica calling your mama lately?
It's like Jamaica.
That's awesome.
Marika.
And the
Okay.
other reason I know is because we hear it all the time because we're in the same room doing shows together all
okay.
the time. Like we
I'm
do
very
drawing tests
sorry
together.
for that. My bad. She can
No,
smack
no,
me.
it's
She can
a common
smack
thing,
me when
and
she comes on the program.
I mispronounced her name a lot too until we were in the session and she said, actually, it's Marika, like Jamaica. I'm like,
Well,
oh,
she can
okay,
smack
okay.
me when
Anyway,
she comes on the program.
yeah.
No worries. Okay, so we're gonna have so keep your ear to the grindstone. Make sure you come back to manlysbrony.com for the link to go and give money to the charity for Lee Tockar and get in on all the wonderful prizes that you will be able to get by giving $5 to that charity. And with that, we're out. Again, thank you, Lee, and thank you, Screwball. Again.
Thank you guys very much. Thanks. It's been my pleasure.
All right, man. We're out. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
The trick is I can sit this slot machine about 2 a.m. and do pick the throw.
Camera. Oh, there it is. Hey guys, this is Dusty. It's your pal Dusty, and we are here in San Jose, California. One more time, beautiful day. Out riding my bicycle this morning, putting in about another 15 miles, cutting all that weight out. Gotta get ready for Jack's Blade. It's gonna be a thing, trust me. But tonight, we have with us a gentleman who knows no bounds. A gentleman whose generosity, whose elegance, whose... I'm running out of adjectives. Lee, tell me another one.
Grace.
There, Grace. The Grace.
Grace goes with elegance, right?
Grace goes with elegance, yes. And this is Mr. Lee.
And ridiculousness knows no bounds.
Yes, ridiculousness. His ridiculousness knows no bounds.
Yes, hello, this is Lee Tockar, whose ridiculousness knows no bounds.
No. How you doing today, Mr. Lee?
I am great, Mr. DustyKatt. How is your fine self?
Oh, my fine self is awesome because I'm down to 240 pounds.
Sweet. What did you start at? What are you trying to lose?
259.
You're at 259.
I was 259 January 1.
And now you're at 220?
240.
240. That's pretty good. 19 pounds in how long?
Yep. 2 months.
That is amazing.
Yes. Heading down to 235. That's where I want to be. 235. So
that's like 10 pounds a month.
Yep.
Is this kind of some kind of Atkins thing? Or
No. This is me. This is me making sure I don't put 15 slices of pizza in my mouth.
Oh, there you go.
Go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that would be if you could put 15 pieces in your mouth at the same time. I would hope that you'd win some kind of bet.
Yes, contest of some kind.
Yeah, you've got to have some money run.
Oh man, so much to do, gang. We have awesome things for you tonight. We have not only do we have the raffle for Spitfire Chibi plushie, which it was part of the Lost Peg Assist, and things like that. So I have a hat full of names right here, which we will draw a little later in the evening. So she's going to be given away tonight. And also, we have the raffle for the Hey Ocean CD signed by the gang. And because you guys brought $500 for Kelly Metzger's charity last time, that you get also this Ashley Ball signed My Little Pony vinyl Rainbow Dash. So these two prizes will be rewarded later tonight. And Lee himself will continue this manly challenge later. So we are going to tell you all about the charity that he is going to have at halftime. So stick around. But we're going to get started right now with some questions for the man. Starting with Fanbuilt. Because Fanbuilt is coming really soon. The first question is, what does your fellow voice actors and pony production staff and all those people, the people that are around you, think about Fanbuilt? Tell us what they think about it.
Well, everybody's been super supportive, which is great. I mean, it's a really solid idea. I'm going from one uncomfortable moment to another, just telling people just wait a little bit longer. Wait a little bit longer. It's really coming. I know there's like between 14 and 40 or something people that are on the Fanbuilt Skype chat, the Fanbuilt fan Skype chat at any one time during the day. And if anybody of those people are sitting and tuning into this show, hi, and just a little longer. Everybody's super excited. I always say at the panels that the two responses I get are, I wish I'd thought of that, or how come nobody's thought of that? Not in that order. It's usually, how come nobody's thought of that? I can't believe no one's thought of that. Or, damn it, I wish I would have thought of that. Because it is a good idea. So it's pretty solid, and our investor thinks so, and our people think so. We all of my supporters think so. My family, some friends, and all the people in the voice community, they've been rallying behind me, and now we're just sort of waiting. Now we're doing all of the boring dotting of the I's, crossing of the T's business stuff.
Yes.
My marketing guy and I last weekend, the weekend before Lost Pegasus, Lost Nemesis, we got together and we were doing our 3-year action plan and prospectus, my 5-year recoupment schedule, our revenue streaming, really dry, boring, yawn stuff. But it's stuff that has to be done because we're asking for a lot of money, and our investor does want to give it, but he just needs a couple guarantees, like he needs to know what we're doing, making sure that we're going to stick to our schedule.
Yes, always a good thing.
Super supportive. In short, super supportive is the response I get.
Yeah. We're a couple of old guys. So of course, we remember things like the What a Cartoon Show back on Cartoon Network, and say Liquid Television back on MTV. And these are sort of like, do you see Fanbuilt as sort of the successor to those kind of shows, that sort of like the farm feeder for cartoons that aren't quite ready for prime time but have a place to be?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of see this as being because no one really knows other than myself and my core team what we're about to do. This is something that's never really been done, not even on Liquid TV or or that cartoon show. It's unprecedented.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's going to be a place where young producers can come and develop shows together, build teams. It's all about we just really love the competition side of it. So everybody's doing all this really cool, fantastic stuff out there for free, and we want to pay them to do it through Fanbuilt, and so they can feel like they're doing something and they have a job, and that they have like inspires creativity, which I'm kind of it's my thing. I really love to inspire creativity in people, and I love it. So no, I don't think it's picking up where that was set down, because I think there's been so much time and the technology is so different. It's a brand new thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's been something that's been kind of like it, that in the film world called Cinecoup, COUPE, like a coup that takes over the government. And what Cinecoup does is they have a competition to make the best trailer for a movie, and whoever wins that competition, they will give funding and financing to make the actual movie. Well, that's something like what I'm doing, and that's something very recent too. Like it's sort of like the wave of thought just kind of transmogrifies and billows around the world. We started at the same sort of time, but I never found out about Cinecoup until just about a month ago. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. I got long answers
That's
for you.
fine with me. We want to know more about Fanbuilt. We want to know more. We want to know a secret.
Yes.
A secret that you can tell. Tell me a secret. Tell me a secret.
A
Tell me a secret about Fanbuilt. Tell me.
Here's
Tell me.
It's a secret. Our representative, Michael Helfrich, has just gone to Calgary to meet our angel investor with our 10-page action plan and revenue stream today at 10 o'clock. He is leaving on a plane to go to Calgary to meet. I won't say his name because I think he wants to remain anonymous, but I can tell you his initials are KL. So KL. Thank you. And you look great today.
You look marvelous.
You look marvelous, darling.
Yes.
So Michael will be coming back with the good news. We'll be talking to him all week long, making sure that our legal stuff is all jiving with his legal stuff. And on Friday, when he comes back, hopefully he will have some fantastic news.
Fantastic.
Some fabulous news.
Yes. Is there anything that we, the fans of Fanbuilt or the Bronies, can do to help you at the moment? Anything at all?
I want you to send out your positive whim-whams.
There you go. Everybody, at your screens, ready? Wiggle your fingers, positive whim-whams. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, I'm opening my arms. I'm feeling. Wow.
Are you feeling it?
Oh,
Are you feeling it? Are you feeling
That's
it?
amazing.
Boom! There you go.
You guys
Awesome.
are amazing.
Awesome. Let's go into Las Pegasus Unicon.
Oh, yes.
Let's say the good things. The good things. Because there were good things that happened. Okay.
Absolutely. We must address depending on how the cards were.
Yes.
And, yeah.
How do you, as a person, how do you manage it to be such a loose cannon but a perfect gentleman at the same time?
I am trying this year I'm going to try and be a bit more Taoist. I think I really experience every moment. And sometimes the moment calls for silliness, and sometimes the moment calls for to be a little bit more gentle with the people in my surroundings, because I see that they need it by the expression that hangs on their brow, or if I see that they need to smile, then I'll pull out my silly stuff and I'll start being silly for them.
That's a good way to look at life. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I've had a lot of, everybody has a lot of trouble in their lives. Life is not meant to be, sunshine, lollipops, and all that, rainbows, and, all the time. It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work that way.
I was a group home, I was an early runaway, 12 years old, 13, group home, foster home, street kid, blah. Not a lot of people know that, but now they do. So, so I've had my fair share of stuff, and you either get over it or you lay down and let life roll over top of you and crush you until you're a paste. And I do not let that happen, because
no one should let that happen.
No, it's important to do things for the sake of your fellow men and women in this world, because they're probably sad too for some reason. Yeah. So I like to be one of the people that make them happy.
Speaking of your fellow man, and taking over. You had your own private security army for a time at Vegas.
Awesome.
What was it like to have a squad of huge burly men be able to lay down your law whenever you felt like it?
I must say it felt natural, Dusty.
Natural?
It felt natural. Yeah, it felt like it was supposed to be that way.
Amazing.
I have always suspected that I would be part of some great army, and that was just a taste of things to.
Yes, that was Army, Brony, and Tyler, and Snowflake, and Sketchy, and myself. We were all following you up the strip so we could go play blackjack at the Wynn.
Right. Yes, that's right.
And that was
that was crazy. I if you remember correctly, I don't think anybody has ever lost $100 so quickly.
like that.
I sat down,
Mm-hmm.
had $100. Not even 10 minutes later, I didn't have $100.
White.
Got up and we proceeded to leave.
She did leave. Yep, pretty much. Okay, tell us your one happy story from Vegas. The thing that stuck with you.
My happy story?
Yeah, your happy story.
My happy story. Well, I mean, being in Vegas was awesome. Number one, seeing all my friends again was great, but just seeing how the community. No, my happy story. I think that party up in the penthouse was my one great memory. I loved sitting on the balcony. I remember sitting out there looking at the skyline with different people. Andrew Francis and I sat out there, and I said, "Hey, this is kind of like that's the end of Boston Legal when what's his name and William Shatner sets the elephant-sized Pegasus in the room."
Well, let's talk about good stuff. You know, there were good things that happened there.
Yeah.
Is it just the pony voice actors? Are you also, or is everybody you're part of just such a rowdy bunch?
Oh yeah, yep, we're trained monkeys.
Yeah. The little party segment that you saw at the start of the show went on for 2:30 in the morning, and it was just bouncing.
It was so fun, and I must say, you guys throw one heck of a shindig.
Oh, thank you very much. That was
I have on my keychain your manliest hotel party.
Yeah.
Thing that
little token that we gave out. Yes. Mostly Carradine put that together with some of our friends, the gentlemen that were the bartenders that evening.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Yes. Oh my God, you guys. Who is that? Speaking of that, who is the champion? Who holds the World Wrestling Federation belt of partying for you guys?
I don't know. That is always up for grabs, and it's always that belt is being passed around all the time. We're always fighting for pole position on that one.
Oh man!
And we all deserve it.
Yeah. I heard you playing. We had a guitar and a piano. I heard you playing. How long have you been a guitarist? How long have you been playing?
Oh, I've been dabbling for. I picked it up and within a minute I broke the string. But I've been dabbling in that for years and years and years since I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. I'm a singer. I play blues harp. I play guitar, banjo. I'm teaching myself Irish whistle right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I've been singing for a long time, and I actually have my album is going to be coming out this year. I've been going back and forth to Toronto to see some of my old musician friends. We had a band together called Bar Sinister, and I've been going to play with Waylon Mickey, who's my piano player composer friend, and I just go there once or twice a year, and we cut a couple more songs, and I come back here, and this is the year that I'm gonna decide to send it out there.
You're gonna have to. You know what? You're just gonna have to maybe announce it on the show.
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
You know what?
We'll have to have you bring you back in the world premiere album by Lee Tockar.
I would be happy to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll put you in the list. There you go. One thing that I saw of you was I saw you at all hours of the day and night. I saw you. Do you ever sleep?
No, not
Ever?
not really. I'm always up doing auditions, or I'm up like especially in Vegas because I'd never been. I went downstairs because I get restless and I feel weird not sleeping in my own bed, so I don't really like sleeping in hotel rooms. So I'll just get up and wander around. But I knew that there was gambling downstairs, so I was playing blackjack at all hours of the night, and then going back up to my hotel room, either a little happier or a little sadder, depending.